white noise machines, donating clothes, and why can't I get free stuff? Well, that's the stuff we're going to talk about today on What Every Cruiser Wants. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video and another episode of What Every Cruiser Wants, where we read real cruise comments written in by cruisers to let you know how you want to cruise, what millions of people want and need every time they go cruising, whether you know it or not. All right, so our first cruise comment, it's about white noise machines. Now, it's actually more about having things confiscated when you're boarding the cruise ship, but it's all based on misinformation, the wrong information, people reading things where they shouldn't, because then they get false information and you end up with comments like this one. Okay, there's a thread going about white noise machines getting confiscated, and I sleep with one. Have for years, can't sleep without the noise. I've tried using earplugs, doesn't work. I need the noise. I have a battery-operated white noise machine, but that could get confiscated too. If it does, will Carnival make it right and give me a refund? If not, it will not make me a happy sailor. Millions of people need this to sleep. Carnival should remember that. All right, so let's start with the misinformation. First of all, Carnival was not confiscating white noise machines. This upcoming week, at least where I'm at, is spring break. Over spring break, Carnival has said that they will not be allowing Bluetooth speakers. They have put a temporary ban on those just for spring break, and that is to keep people from blasting them on their balconies, blasting them in their cabins, taking them up on the Lido deck and blasting their music that maybe not everybody else wants to hear. That is the actual information. Small little white noise machines, that was not part of the confiscation. So this whole comment is really just based on misinformation. And I get wanting a little bit of noise in your room. I have a small portable fan. I use that fan to move air around the room, and it gives me a little bit of noise because it can get really, really quiet in a cruise cabin, particularly if you're like on an inside cruise cabin. I've had it just seem like overly quiet in the room, so I do like a little bit of extra noise. So I get the need for the noise. But we all have to remember that the ships can decide what is allowed to come on and off the ship, and just because you want to take something on and the cruise ships decide you cannot, does not automatically mean you get a full refund. You can't just expect that. But I do want to throw the question out there: who out there uses a white noise machine or some type of noise to help you sleep? Is it really the millions of people that need this to sleep, like this comment says? Or are you just one of those types that your head hits the pillow and out you go? Now for our second comment, look, I didn't even know that this was a thing. I don't even know still if it really is a thing. But have you ever been on your cruise and the end of your cruise comes up and you're like, well, all these clothes I packed, or some of these clothes I packed, I no longer want, so I'm gonna leave them in my cabin, and the cruise line will know to donate them to somebody who needs them. Is that a thing on board cruise ships? I mean, I've never seen of it. I've never heard of it, but of course that doesn't mean anything either. But let's take a look at this comment so you guys can help out with this one. DH and I always leave clothes behind on our cruises for the ship to give to charities in the poor third world places we visit. They are always in good condition. We have a cruise with Carnival next week on the Carnival Mardi Gras, and we can't wait. We are taking our teenage children. I know they won't wear the same outfits next year. How do we make sure that the room steward does not throw them all away? I fail to understand why Carnival does not have a collection point for so many people do this. All right, so that's going to be the question on this one. Do so many people really do this? Do you leave clothes behind and hope the room steward takes them to a place where they can be donated? Or do you simply think the room steward throws them away? Or do you just take your dirty clothes home with you? This is not something I ever considered, I ever thought of, and I'm unaware that anybody does. But you guys are going to have to let me know on whether or not you leave your clothes in your room and hope the room steward takes them someplace to be donated. And do cruise ships really have the personnel and the people to be collecting your clothes out of your room, washing them, cleaning them, and then getting them donated? You guys let me know what you think. about this one. Free things on cruise ships. Now, I know we've all been on a cruise and you get something for free. Maybe you win a prize. You get a little something extra you didn't expect. It's a great thing. It's an exciting thing. Even if it's something tiny, just hey, look what they gave me. This is great. I love it. I'm sure a lot of people enjoy that. But I also notice that there's a lot of people that seem to be constantly asking up front for stuff for free, and that part I really don't get. Now, for this comment, though, they had a group on the ship, and the cruise line wouldn't give them free stuff, wouldn't give them the stuff that they wanted or think that they should have gotten. But let's take a look and see what they say. We were on the Pride last week, and we had all agreed on our CC roll call to meet at the piano bar at Sail Away, which many of us did. Now, I had asked for some munchies, wristband recognition, and door prizes, and nothing arrived. One of the mods asked at guest services front desk. She was told that Carnival no longer helps cruise critic groups. Side note, our roll call group on the blank of the blank were treated very well. We had a planned poker crawl, 7 cabin stops, and 18 folks, and were given prizes and a bottle of champagne waiting in every cabin. We had an absolute blast. Big thanks to Blank for organizing. Meet and greets rock, even though John Heald and Carnival do not want to give us anything. So what do you guys think? Is the cruise lines wrong for not meeting their demands? Are they wrong for not having food there waiting? Are they wrong for not having all of their door prizes there and ready to go? Of course, that's at the cruise line's expense, not at this group's expense. Now, maybe it's just me, but let's say I organized a group and we were all going to meet in the piano bar and I wanted to give away door prizes as the organizer. Why would I simply not have door prizes with me when I board the ship? Why would I expect the cruise line to just automatically provide me these things? Now, maybe that's just my way of thinking. Maybe that's not everybody's way of thinking. But I see this a lot. There's quite a lot of comments out there where, hey, I'm taking my wife on a cruise. What can you do to make it extra special for her? What can you give me to make it extra special? What can you give my kids? What can you give my husband? What can you do to make it extra special? Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I just think differently. But if I'm taking Tiffany on a cruise and I want to make it extra special for Tiffany, I am going to do something to make it extra special for her. I'm not going to expect somebody else to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm the husband. It's my responsibility to make it extra special for her because I want to. But again, like I said, it could just be me, and maybe I just have an old school mentality where I don't think I'm owed something or something should just be handed to me because I want it. But you guys let me know what you think about this comment. Should the cruise lines have provided them everything that they wanted, or should it have been their responsibility to provide the things that they wanted and needed? All right, and that is going to be our video today for what every cruiser wants. Let me know in the comments below whether you agree with these comments, you disagree with these comments. Let me know what you guys think. That way we can all together know how we should be cruising. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a video. That way you too can know how you are supposed to cruise. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day and a really great weekend. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.